Out of all of the developed countries in the world, there is only one country where less than 33% of its workers are eligible for paid leave. That is the United States of America. According to the International Labor Organization, an agency of the United Nations, the United States joins New Guinea as the only two countries out of 170 that provide no cash benefits of any kind to women during maternity leave. The reasons for paid maternity are clear. It helps families, it helps the economy, and the biggest concern for most people, that it's bad for business, is completely unfounded. It is my sincerest belief that our country should update the Family Medical Leave Act of 1993 to include paid leave for new parents. I'll use myself as an example because it's a story that's all too true in our country. When I had my daughter, I had been working at a company for over a year. It's a small company, so my boss didn't offer paid maternity leave. I had to go back just 2 weeks after I had my daughter part-time because my family just couldn't afford for me not to work. We struggled so bad that after 6 short weeks of being home with her, I had to go back full-time. This happens all the time with mothers, and luckily for me, my daughter and I were healthy. I didn't suffer from postpartum, so it was easy for me to go back to work. But for a lot of mothers, whether they do have postpartum depression, or their child is in the NICU, or they had complications during birth, they aren't able to return so quickly. The solution is simple to me. We follow the example set by California. In 2002, California set up its own Family Paid Leave Act. Now, the way it works is that you put in money to the California State Disability Insurance Fund, and whenever you need to take out money, you get upwards of 50%, 55% of your pay. Now, this applies to new mothers, new fathers, people who need to take care of their mothers or their children if they're sick. It applies to all sorts of situations, so it's not just good for mothers. The way to do that is, on the national level, would be to start taking out a temporary disability tax that will pay out to new parents and to those people who need to take care of sick family members. Now, other countries, and then we would have to set a time limit on how long people could take out that money. Now, other countries range from 12 to 40 weeks on average on how much time people can take out paid. And the pay, in a perfect world, would be 100%, but again, other countries who have similar laws have either a sliding scale where you make more if your spouse makes less, or you get a certain flat rate or percentage, or some people just give the national minimum wage, but anything is better than nothing. Now, according to a report written in June 2014 by the Council of Economic Advisors, a survey of 253 business owners in California were asked if they had noticed any difference at all since the Family Leave Initiative. Now, 90% of those business owners reported either positive or no noticeable effect on profitability. In fact, most of them said that they found that guaranteed paid leave for workers had a positive effect on long-term productivity, including improving recruitment, retention, and employee motivation. Enacting paid maternity leave isn't just a women's issue. It's beyond called for. There's a reason that we are the last developed country to put any of these laws in place, because it's common sense. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, in 2010, 40% of the American workforce is made up of women. This proves that it's not a small, unimportant issue. This affects so many people in our country. We always hear people saying that the American family is the backbone of the country, and that's true. But it makes it harder for people to have a family when laws like this aren't in place. It isn't the 50s any longer. Most women work, and most families depend on 2 incomes. We can't ignore the need for paid maternity leave any longer.